Now, just before I formally actually introduce myself, I'm going to talk about something called the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's important, I call it a public service to the real estate industry. We know that the internet is one of the best marketing mediums known to man in the history of mankind. But there are problems with that, and there are serious problems with that. And so what I have documented is a special page on the internet, and you can mark this page down, and there it is on the screen. It's ICIWorld.net/security, and you definitely should mark this down. It's important for you, your family, even your customers. And what it's going to cover, and we don't have time to cover it all today, but you can check this out on your own time. And this is an educational page, and when you see it come up, it talks about that it's essential reading for everyone who uses the internet. Over the years, I've seen a lot of problems on the internet, and I paid attention to it for some reason, I guess an interest, because I'm on the internet. And I've seen a lot of God-fearing people, a lot of good people get taken on the internet. And over $1 billion has been stolen out of people's pockets in North America from just things like the Nigerian scam. Have you heard of the princess from Nigeria who her father got deposed? And but if you give she's got some money stored in a vault. In order to get it, if you give her $20,000, she can get it out, and she'll split that $20 million with you. How many people in this room have heard of that? Just two? You've heard of it? You guys haven't heard of it? Okay, similar ones. Okay, you've heard. Okay, but you've heard of stuff like that. Very important, because usually when I do a seminar like this, somebody comes up to me after the meeting and says, Gary, I didn't realize that was the case, because people are new to the internet and they're in a certain sense naive and just really don't understand it, and they can easily get taken. And if you don't know, and you'll see up here there's a phishing test and there's a password test. I haven't had anybody pass it yet, the phishing test and the password test. I can't go into it in the essence of time, but I'm going to suggest you take the phishing test and the password test. You will learn how to design a better password than what you have now. You might think you have a good password, but at the highest I've ever had somebody get was 60 or 70%. I've never had a 100% password given to me in a presentation. What else you'll see on this page, that the internet now is being watched more around the world than even television. However, Netflix and other programs like that, they're watching it through the internet. So the internet's being used more than television than it is today, but watching programs. Articles in Canadian newspapers about scammers, cyber criminals hack into 75,000 computer systems. All of these are problems on the internet, that your credit cards can be compromised, your identity can be compromised. Every time there's an earthquake, you get an email trying to help the people, earthquake victims, and then you send it. In the meantime, they're scammers. You're not giving it to legitimate people. So I've got links in here to CNN, what are legitimate websites of legitimate charities and that kind of things. Here's another one here, that over 1,000 Canadians a month are victimized by identity theft. And through June 30th, 2009, 6,700 people complain that they've lost over $5.2 million. Now, you don't hear about that, because if you lose money, you're very embarrassed. Because people say, how stupid can you be? That's a Nigerian virus. I didn't know. People say I didn't know. Now, I had a broker of record come up to me in one of the meetings, and I won't say the office, because he was a little embarrassed. He says, Gary, I didn't realize all this stuff was going on. I sold some stuff through eBay, and I thought it was really good and I wouldn't have a problem. And I decided to sell my Mercedes on eBay. And so he did, and he got a buyer. And everybody says, make sure you get your money first. He got a certified check, put the car in a container, and shipped it. 3 weeks later, that certified check came back. He's out his car, can't find it, police can't track it down, eBay can't help him. If you were using PayPal and the two of them together, you would have been protected for your $30,000. Now, that's what I found out, because I wanted to call eBay and I was trying to help them out, say, you got to be a way to track this stuff down. And absolutely not. There was nothing eBay or anybody else could do. So there's warnings by eBay on this page. You'll read about them. And my question to you is, do you think that these fraud artists are going away? Do you think these fraud artists are getting sharper and smarter? The answer is yes. And I'm telling you now, legitimate people that are knowledgeable as can be, they're finding ways to trick even people like me. They're trying to do it. Okay? And you can actually then click on an email. If you click in your email thinking it was legitimate, and you click on it and get a phishing scam, and a keystroke logger goes on your computer, and when you type on your computer to log into your bank account, it's got your passwords. But you'll see that there's articles here from the Canada Revenue Agency. A lady just reported in the paper the other day, she got an email saying that her bank account's been compromised, reset your password. Of course, that's a fraud, but she didn't know it. It was all legitimate. CIBC.com, TDCanadaTrust.com, all the way through the email, so it looked legitimate. The last link that you click on was not. Called phishing. If you don't know what phishing is, I'm telling you people, it's just like teaching your kids to drive, and you let them take the car, they go out on the street, and they don't know what a stop sign is. So if you don't know what phishing is, it's almost like not knowing what a stop sign is. You can get in serious accidents if you don't know what it is. I can't cover it. I'm just letting you know that's where you can see it later.